It's such a rare disease, Ewing sarcoma. I don't have any fear. Cancer. Football is definitely out of the question. Willpower. A lot can change in a year. Right now, when I get ready for the game, put the eye block on, turn into a different person. Kind of my symbolistic way of getting ready for the game and kind of transforming into the football player. Well, this game is the best game in the world because it's legal to go out and beat other men.
Rushes on, Herzlich got him!
And go out there and make plays.
He's hammered at the 39! Boston College with more mayhem, engineered by Mark Herzlich.
Got my helmet off, I'm screaming, and from then on, it's nonstop. It's all about who's going to win a battle between you and the man across from you. You can really assert your will upon the game.
In the spring of 2009, Boston College linebacker Mark Herzlich had the world on a string. The 2008 ACC Defensive Player of the Year and first-team All-America had proven capable of clearing any hurdle on his path toward success. Little did he know, his toughest challenge would be greater than any he had faced before.
Well, I felt a type of pain that I hadn't really felt before. It was a tightness in my leg. There was sharp pain. I could barely run during any of the practices, and I was limping along. The pain went away a little bit that week of the spring game, so I practiced. Felt pretty good, so I got, I said I would be able to play in the spring game, so I played. Did pretty well, but there was definitely some lingering pain after that. Didn't really have kind of an explanation for what it was. And after months of trying to figure out kind of what the pain was, whether it was nervous, whether it was muscular, then we got an MRI of my leg and showed up that it was cancer. I got told something that never was prepared for. Never would have expected. Emotional factor was, more gut-wrenching and just a, kind of a deep disappointment almost in the fact that, I'd worked so hard and it would all get taken away for nothing. Shock really kind of set in when I got back here to my bed. At first, I was kind of numbed at the doctor's office on the ride home. Kind of in denial, waiting to wake up from a dream. And when I got back here, it was like, this is real. This really just happened. I'm gonna go through chemotherapy. I'm gonna, do this. The unknown was the scariest part.
It was a combination of being stunned, in shock, trying to figure out what to do next, and at the same time, not really believing that you've got to do something next because this can't possibly really be going on. He's 22 years old. 22-year-olds don't get cancer. Star football players don't get cancer.
When we got the news that he had cancer and he wouldn't be playing with us that year, it just struck the team like real hard. Everyone was down, everyone holding their heads down. It was like a real bad moment within the team.
It just gives you this horrendous, empty pit, helpless feeling. And you do everything you can to keep your kids safe and healthy, and do as much as you can for them to do the right things and have the right things happen to them, and you have no control. It takes the wind out of your sail. It just knocks you down.
Cancer is something that hadn't struck too close to home before, and I'm thankful for that. But to have it hit so close was something I really wasn't ready for.
I got back up here and, was in the room looking around at the walls, and seeing different awards, seeing different trophies, everything in this room is all athletic based, and it was going to be taken away. It was disheartening at the time. I was thinking, why did this happen? What did I do anything to make this come about? Was it my fault? And so it was definitely a low point. I don't want these to be the last awards that are up on my wall. I don't want these to be the last pictures, the last memories that I have. And so I decided that it was something that it was going to be hard. It was going to be something that was scary, but I was going to push through and get to where I wanted to be. It was a turning point in my attitude. From that point, I knew I wasn't gonna let it beat me, or I was gonna go out fighting, and that's a huge moment in my recovery, in the treatment, and in my life.
That night we decided that we're going to fight this thing. We're going to recover as a family. And I have not seen Mark, I have not seen my parents, I have not seen anyone have their heads down or been pessimistic about it at all throughout the entire year now that we've been dealing with this.
We've all learned a lot about Mark. I think he had one bad day, the first day that he got the news that he had Ewing sarcoma. But from then on, he's taught us a lot about life. He's taught us that, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it.
Maybe I'm stubborn. I guess that's probably the best way to put it is, I wasn't going to let someone tell me I couldn't really do something. And, along the way, any athlete has people who tell them, that they're not going to be able to do it. The doubters. And, that's no different for myself. And so, I've learned how to deal with, people saying, you can't do this or yes, you can do that over the years. And I guess, it was just one of those things where I had a gut feeling in me that I would be able to play again, and just kept running with that.
Mark's been one of those people in life that if there's a challenge, he will rise to it.
Once Mark has made his mind up to do something, he's pretty focused and determined to do it, and intends not to take the shortcuts.
After chemotherapy, I go play golf or lift or ride the bike, and some weeks I had chemotherapy in between my 2 radiation treatments. So I do radiation, chemotherapy, radiation. Those days I didn't have time for lifting, but on the other days I did.
Mark's always been a huge inspiration for me, and kind of just appeared untouchable. And I think it was that way, the way I saw him, the way a lot of people saw him. And to see him hit by this disease was definitely a shock, but to see the way he just got up and fought through it is, again, just a huge inspiration.
This is a letter from Lance Armstrong that he wrote me. You can see it's dated May 21st, so it was really soon after I was diagnosed. And he basically just told me, heard about my diagnosis. He said, you've got a friend in me, and that if stay strong, stay up, and be able to keep on surviving. This is a letter from a lady who played volleyball at Boston College, and she was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma as well, and got radiation, got a rod in her leg, same thing as me, and was able to now is 40-something years old and is playing beach volleyball every day. It was really incredible. This is from Larry Lucchino, from the Red Sox, and he wrote me to say that he heard about me as well, and that they're pulling for me and praying for me. That's just all that. There's some of the support that I've gotten throughout the time, and obviously there was tons of others, but those are some of the ones that kind of stuck out and posted on my wall so I can see all the time. I haven't really prepared myself to not play, to be let down, just because that's part of, I guess, my defense mechanism, to never look at the negative side of things, and to really kind of always strive and assume the best.
We learned a lot from Mark. We learned that, you know, not everything is going to come your way. Not everything in life is all rosy. That there's a lot of tough spots along the way as well. But when those tough times hit you, you know what? You fight it and fight it and fight it with perseverance. And that's what Mark's done. And I tell you, we're a better institution here at Boston College for having Mark Herzlich here at our school.
We'll be back with the inspirational journey of Mark Herzlich's return to the football field. More Haviland's Football Saturdays in the South in a moment.